Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Envy. Today we're watching episode 8 of To Be Hero X. I hope you're doing as well as you can be and taking care of yourselves as much as you can, staying safe and ready for today's episode. Because I believe today we'll be moving on to a new hero, right? I believe episode 7 was most likely the new Isol's conclusion, his arc's conclusion, right? Which, by the way, I'm still super mad about because they killed off a character I'd come to really like, even though we hadn't seen much of them, right? But quick recap, right? Shangsha was confirmed to be director or CEO Shang's son, right? He got killed, right? All the signs, not signs, all the people are pointing fingers at OG Isol, right? Because they see him as someone who most likely had beef with Yang Shang, right? Yang is in Avenger mode, right? He's broody, he's vengeful, he's pushing Shijing away and focusing on just finding someone to blame, right? He challenges Isol publicly, and everyone is suspecting OG Isol, and he remains silent, right? Which a lot of people often take as confirmation because he just does not care about that. He minds his own business, he does his hero stuff, and he works out. That's it. He doesn't care. He said it himself. He doesn't care about rankings. Yeah. And yeah, Uncle Rock, who knows a lot, helps out Yang Chang, and by using what I believe is a very dirty trick, they managed to beat OG Isol. It was a great fight. Visuals were great, right? And even though Yang Chang was at a great disadvantage. So, yeah, of course, thanks to Uncle Rock's help, right? He manages to beat and kill OG Isol. I think he killed him because I don't see how else it would end, right? There can't be two. And, we also find out that Yang Chang has been heavily projecting his guilt because he hesitated, right, when they were running to Shangchao. He maybe could have gotten there in time, but he hesitated, just maybe for a second. But maybe that second was everything, right? And yeah, we find out that Uncle Rock was in fact behind everything. He, I think, is the CEO of MG Entertainment, right? Is it MG? And he basically, from what I've understood, and this was in a Reddit discussion, right? From what I don't know if I'm supposed to know this or not, but I think it was in an episode discussion, someone was explaining it, right? That he did not want to let go of like the ESOL legacy, and also the OG ESOL was hard to manipulate, right? Obviously, because he was older, more experienced, and just, I guess, not the type to be easily influenced, which Yang Shang very much was, right? But he was also put in that position even more because, again, Uncle Rock was behind. I keep calling him Uncle Rock, but what else do I call him? He was behind Yang Shang not being selected for the ESOL anniversary contest, right? And he was behind the kidnapping. He was behind Shang Chao's assassination. What has he not done? So it's like, Yang Shang was already, as it is, not in a very good mental space, maybe. But maybe he was doing fine. But of course, Uncle Rock just made everything worse. And yeah, now he's a new ESOL. I don't know how you guys feel, but having got even those glimpses of OG Isol, I find it so difficult to accept Yang Shang as the new Isol. And that's probably just because I honestly do not like him as a character. Like objectively, I think he's a well-written character, but personally, or I guess objectively, I simply don't like him. But anyway, yeah, I wonder who we are watching today, who we're moving on to today. Let's see, it's going to be interesting. It's like the start of a short new journey. So, without further ado, let's get on with the episode. Passenger jet. Oh. Sneak in. Oh, a reporter? Oh, God. Air disasters. Oh, God, children's toys, you guys. Is this gonna be our new hero? Oh my God, it's her. Right? I was gonna say Hatsune Miku. It's Lucky Shia? I wonder if we'll get anything for OG Nice. We should, right? How do you say this? Sian girl? Is this gonna be like an orphanage? Is this guy sus? I feel like I suspect everyone now. Orphanage director. Well, if he's an orphanage director, I hope he's not evil. So where has she been until now? Oh, in that disaster. Oh, she wasn't a baby. She was this age. Oh, wait, why? Hidden scandals. Like someone would have tried to kill her? The hero's collective failure. They need proper guidance. Was the crash sudden? Like super sudden? Like that would be then it would be understandable why no one could interfere. Were there heroes on the plane? Or they believed in heroes? Was it really though? Why are they transferring? That's also a bit... I resign. Is he gonna become like independent journalist or something? Do his own thing? What was that? The truth. Oh. Accept fear? Wait, what do you mean accept fear? Caused by human hands. The Glimmer Lab. But that's like fear value, right? Yeah, especially if he's gonna be looking into dangerous things, right? I'm so suspicious. I feel like anyone who's a bit too helpful needs a closer look. 10 in a row? But she seems unsure, like not like she knows. Did she guess correctly? Oh. I mean, can a child that young have superpowers? Luck. Imagine luck as a power. Fortune or misfortune. Like the color based on her hair color. Dude. Imagine this girl playing gacha games. Is that Isol, by the way, like an older version, or is it someone else? What? Aww. We love a caretaker who actually takes care of the children. Oh my god. Wait, really? So does it just... Oh. Isn't that like sort of exploitation? Is there a limit? How does it work? Well, at least she's getting something out of it. This is kind of insane, isn't it? Oh god. I feel like there has to be a downside, right? There has to be a downside. I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Or she's gonna get kidnapped or something. Oof. Oh my god. Oh, poor thing. What? Now it's with people outside. This is dangerous. She should. Okay, give her the gifts then. Oh, thank God. Was she? I don't know. I'm still very suspicious of this guy. It's gonna be like a never-ending list of people. 5 years later. Hang on, I just want to go back and check and see if they mentioned the year at all. Okay, so holy shit, this is 13 years before Yangchang, right? Before the events of episode 5 to 7. That's quite a gap. Okay, so where were we? Oh God, it's not going to be a cult, right? Surely. Oh God, it's like a religion. Oh God, blessings are for you, of course. But why do they have uniforms? She doesn't look very happy. Oh, she doesn't get to be like other kids, right? She doesn't get to play or anything. Oh God. So they've turned her into this religious figure. She becomes like a singer later. So hopefully so-called heroes. I mean, she also becomes a hero, not just a singer. Oh, she has a friend. Oh, become X. Become a hero. Oh! She reminds me of someone. I'm not sure who though. We've been strict on you, you've never disappointed. Is she his daughter? Or younger sister? Okay. Oh damn, ambitious. Oh, we've seen them in the opening song. Because she's a religious figure. Oh. Singing blessings. Is this kid gonna die? Is he gonna die? Oh, they're not friends. Oh. What do you mean calamity? Oh. Interesting. Oh. He doesn't seem... We must treat every child equally. He seems like a nice person. But it's tricky, right? He also seems like he's established a religious cult. Oh, trust value. Since what? I mean, we saw what Yangshan could do with one. I feel like he's gonna die. But... Oh, she doesn't want to be a hero. Hello? So people can do shitty things with good intentions. Oh, is he gonna get in trouble or something? I'm so scared. You guys, I'm terrified. This show has given me major trust issues. What is it? What is it? Oh, but what if it actually goes away? 6 years later? I wonder if it worked. Okay. I mean, it's been 6 years. They would have known if her powers weren't working, right? I don't know why I'm so tense. Is her friend still alive? Oh, he's there. Okay, I'm so nervous. Something is making me so nervous. Is she gonna... Oh! 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 Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. This is how she... Okay, got it. Oh, I really hope this kid doesn't die. Let's go, let's go. Oh my god. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of her. How is that damn director gonna react though? He seemed very controlling, right? Your hair color is too bright. You can't wear these clothes. You have to wear white. How old are they? I don't think they're quite old enough to leave the orphanage. And they won't really let her leave that easily. What are they gonna do? I hope that reporter... Did that reporter never come back? Oh god. Is the episode gonna be over? Is he gonna get shot or something, you guys? I'm literally expecting the worst. Turn around slowly. Okay, they're out. They're out. They're out. Oh my god. Oh, oh. Oh no. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, he wants to be a hero. Wow. I knew we could trust him. I knew we could trust him. Okay. Okay. So we have a lot to discuss. We've moved on to a new hero, Lucky Xian, right? Now there's a bunch of time skips in this one, which we have to keep track of. Right, so starting at the episode when she's very young, right, during the or after the plane crash, she looked to be about 3 years old, maybe 2 or 3 years old max, right? So this was year 23 after commission, right? So that's 13 years before the events of episode 5. So, you know, we see people coming up to clean up or not clean up, sort of to investigate the crash and everything, and we see a reporter sneak in, right? So he sneaks Shian out, right? He finds her first and he sneaks her out, and he gives her to an orphanage, right? He's friends with the director of the orphanage, right? So he thinks that he can trust him, and turns out that she is actually incredibly lucky, right? Like literally very, very lucky, not just for herself, but like it sort of affects everyone around her, especially if they ask her to choose something for them, right? So We see a little bit about the reporter as well. He wants to cover the plane crash and everything. He believes there's more to it, but his the higher ups won't really let him. They want to assign him to something else, as usual. So he quits. Right? He runs into this person who is throwing flyers around, right? About, and they're he's saying something like, accept fear, give the world the truth. Right now, again, we see fear value come into play. And yeah, so the reporter approaches him. He asks him what he means, and the guy, it brings up something called a glimmer lab, right? So I wonder if that has something to do with fear value. Does that have something to do with Xian or the plane crash? Maybe at first I thought maybe her luck is because of that, like Anya from Spy Family, right? Like she was experimented on, and that's how she got her powers. Or maybe we don't know actually. We know that she was experimented on, but we don't know if she already had her powers, and that's why they experimented on her, or if she got it through experimentation, right? But as usual, everyone can't help themselves. They start exploiting her luck, right? Asking her to pull cards for them, like gacha, and just make choices for them. And the kids are one thing, right? But the adults are also very much exploiting it, and it is exploitation, right? Like like I get why they would do it. Like it would be so hard, like not to because especially if you see it as harmless, right? So it will be so hard not to just ask her a question, ask her to choose. But it's not like one or two people, right? It's everyone. And obviously it's super super overwhelming. Right, especially when the caretaker, who I initially assumed was a nice, right? She brings a stranger there. I mean, she tells the director when she gets caught that it's her relative, but we don't know for sure, right? Regardless of who it is, there's a stranger that was brought to the orphanage, and she took Shian like to the entrance, right? Almost outside. That's just not safe. What if that person had grabbed her? And yeah, the thing is, now the director catches them, but he sees that the lady had paid like a hefty amount just to be able to speak to Xian, right? So, he gets ideas, and he establishes, shall we call it a cult? Because that's the vibe it was giving, right? Now, that's our first time skip. Now, the year is 28 after commission, right? This is 5 years later. And so we see a religious cult has been established, and she's been turned into like a sacred maiden, right? Now it's interesting. The director is a very interesting character, right? It's like it's someone you can see in real life, right? You see this a lot in religious figures, right? Like, how many times have I said the word right? Okay, so he is very righteous, right? Like the when the caretaker lady, when she offered the money to him, he was like, I'm never gonna use this ill-gotten money, right? But but after like they've established the religious cult, they're selling like merch basically, right? Of Shia, like blessings and stuff. What is that? That's also exploitation. But of course, he doesn't see it that way because he sees it as him helping people, right? He's doing a good thing, right? How is helping people bad? How is it a bad thing? So it's just, you see that just because they think they have good intentions, they think they're above everyone else. But they're also often so controlling, which also very much applies to this guy, right? So because she was never allowed to be a kid, so she it's like we see these little glimpses where he's like, your hair color is too bright, you have to wear white. She has to hide her hair and everything, and constantly practice singing. It's like she's not allowed to be a normal child. And we see like the other children also treat her differently, right? Like they're very super respectful, but like she's a kid their age, right? She also should be able to play. And we see her meet this kid who I initially thought they were already friends, but no, she just comes across a room where the kid is sitting and listening to the radio, right? They're listening to it, so he he invites her to sit with him, and it's a speech. Interestingly, okay, so it's a speech that we see it's being given by this young girl, right? who might be Queen. I'm not overly familiar with Queen, but I know there is a character like that because like she's super popular, right? I know she has similar coloring, so I feel like it might be her. We don't know for sure though. It definitely wasn't confirmed. So yeah, it's a good speech. She's quite ambitious, and we also find out that she is the reporter who rescued Shian. She is his daughter, right? And she wants to be a hero before 18. Like she already wants to be an established hero by then. So she's quite ambitious. And I don't know how the reporter doesn't come across as super controlling or anything. I think it's her own ambition, maybe. I guess we'll see. But like she doesn't seem like the type of personality who would let people make all the decisions for her. But I guess we'll see. You never know, right? But back to the kid that she met. He said that people call him the calamity, right? Because apparently his effect is the opposite of Shian's, right? Supposedly he brings like bad fortune or misfortune everywhere he goes. How true do we think that is? Right? Like is it just a few times? Is it all coincidences or is it an actual thing? We're not sure. Because I didn't see any proper solid examples of his supposed misfortune, right? And we also see mention of two more heroes that we've seen in the opening song. They look like a couple, right? Mr. Matchstick and Miss Blazing Fire, right? We've seen them, and they've been implicated in some scandal. So there's talk about how the rankings are going to shuffle again. We haven't really seen them like in Linling's time, right? But we also haven't seen like all the heroes. We've only seen a few. So again, the director, it's like the words, they say the right words, right? Obviously, that's how you establish a cult, right? Oh my god, I keep saying right, but like right. So he's like this one sentence really stuck with me. He says, when the caretaker is trying to tell him that they shouldn't keep the calamity kid, right? That they should, he's bad luck. He's like, no, if I was afraid of trouble, then I wouldn't have established the orphanage or whatever. But he says, we treat every child equally, and it sounds so good, right? It's like, yeah, this guy, he knows his shit. We can trust him. But it's this is how they get you. This is how these religious cult leaders get you, or any sort of cult leaders, whatever. But another interesting point was that she mentioned to the kids that she's had like a high trust value since she was little. Now, was this before or after she came to the orphanage, right? She was already lucky, but like maybe we're not sure what her trust value was then, right? I guess we'll see. I wasn't sure if she was just somewhat lucky, and then like when some people started believing in that luck, obviously it like multiplied. But we see the little calamity. We don't know his name, right? I don't think his name was mentioned. He wants to be a hero, and but the director wants Shion to be a hero, but she does not want to be a hero at all. She just wants to be a normal kid. She wants to play. She wants to be allowed to make mistakes, right? Which I'm assuming she's not allowed to. She has to be perfect. So they become friends. He's probably like an escape. Another time skip then. It's 6 years later. So now it's 34 years after commission. This is the year Furman became a hero, right? So Lucky Shen and Yang Shang are actually around the same age. I think Yang Shang might be older by maybe a year or two. At least he looked older. Yeah, because Yang Shang's parents died in, I think, 20 years after commission, yeah, right? And he was already, like, he looked to be like 4 or 5 years old then. While 23 years after commission is the beginning of this episode, and Lucky Shen looked like really young, like 2 or 3 years old. So Yang Shang might be older. I'm really bad at math though, but I think so, yeah. So, after the time skip, now we see that Xian is heading to another performance and she's prepared her own song, right? It starts out as usual, solemn religious singing or whatever, and then her friend starts his electric guitar and joins her on stage, and like she just throws off the costume, the religious sacred maiden costume, and she's in a real cute little outfit, and it's like the performance turns into like sort of punk rock, I think, punk rock song, and it's great. Personally, I enjoyed it, but people in the audience didn't, because clearly they have no taste. And yeah, it was a great performance, but the reaction wasn't good. And the director especially was mad, right? So they escaped, right? The two, hand in hand, they were wearing roller skates, so they escaped, and they were nearly at the door. They had a third person helping them as well, but that guy got blown away because the director arrived, who seems to have some sort of wind, some sort of power, but like we saw a huge gust of wind that blew that kid away. And I knew there was something up with him, because he says that my dream to be a hero or whatever, like it can't be taken away, or something like that, something along those lines. So clearly he always wanted to be a hero, and he was projecting his own dream onto her, like heavily, right? And he was like, "You're not allowed to leave me." I'm hoping her luck comes into play and they get out. But yeah, but this guy's a grown ass adult, right? uh Clearly wanted to be a hero, is behaving more like a villain. It's really funny how often that happens, huh? Yeah, I'm sure. Anyway, so now I just really hope they escape. Like, I'm especially worried about how we know Lucky Shein is still around, like 2 years later, right? And we've seen her in the opening and ending songs, but I'm so worried about her friend, right? It's really funny because I play Genshin Impact, right? And it's like she looks like she would like an animo user. She looks like a character, very a character who was actually based on Hatsune Miku, right? Farzan, very similar, same exact, almost exact same coloring, and she's an animo user. And in Genshin, animo users usually get their powers or their visions. Most of them have lost friends, like they have dead friends or dead family or something. So that was like I had a thought in the back of my mind. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna die, because it just seems too good to be true, right? This is now 2 years before Yang Chang becomes Isol, right? 36 AC, yes. So 2 years before, and she seems to be doing fine after 2 years, because how they were supposed to go. Xiaoqing did end up going to her concert. I hope her singing helped Xiaoqing, right? I hope a little luck was given to her, if that's how it works, because she really needed it. Yang Chang really should have gone to that concert. Man, if he had gone to that concert. Anyway, very interesting, very interesting. I really wonder where her luck comes from. Was she born with it, right? But surely it can't be that easy. Like, if your parents wish for you to be lucky, like then everyone would have luck, right? Some luck, but hers is like it's a lot. So, yes, honestly, super fun episode, very interesting episode. I'm super worried. This show has given me such major trust issues. Like, whenever I see a character being a bit too nice, I'm immediately super suspicious. And for good reason, clearly, right? Anyway, take care of yourselves, you guys. Stay safe. I'm gonna see you for Kaiju number 8, episode 8 after this, right? So, until then, take care. Thank you for watching.